Nancy, just stand over here next to me. Wow. Those are hot.
Look at them shoes.
Damn. Okay, so is your microphone on? Say hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
All right. So Nancy, give people context, company name, right? Company name, how long in the business, and how many transactions last year?
Oh, you had to ask that.
Yes.
So, company name, I'm Nancy Reynolds. I'm with the Rainmaker Real Estate. We are a boutique brokerage headquartered in Los Altos. We have an office in San Jose. And I know I did 63 million, and I think it was 35.
Okay, so big average sales price, congrats. How long in the business?
9.5 years.
Okay, and what did you do before?
I was a hairdresser, and I owned a couple of hair salons.
Okay, awesome. So entrepreneur, hairdresser. Think she's good talking to people?
Yes.
And how about think she's good with scripts? What do you guys think?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? My sister is a hairdresser.
Sure.
She's like, you know, like every week it's just like a theme. Every person that sits in my chair, I have this conversation. That's called scripts and dialogues, in case you're wondering. So you transitioned to real estate. How long have you been working with Jeff Mays?
Ooh, I think 2021,
Okay.
Summit.
All right, so 2021, in the middle of the pandemic, right? That's awesome. And Jeff's a superhuman being. So explain to them, like for someone like yourself who's in the high end, the first time you heard me say, okay, we're gonna do the 100K program, and I'll give all this. You guys want this for free?
Yes.
I mean, I don't care. It's paper. You with me? It's the ability to execute is what matters. So when you first heard the concept, what were you thinking?
Okay, so when I was new,
Yeah.
and I had no business, I was still doing hair actually the first 15 months, but I was also trying to sell real estate. And I think in 18 months I had 7 listings that went on and I closed. And
Okay, but that's really good, right or wrong, guys? That's really good.
I was kind of lucky. I also worked hard, right?
Yeah.
But those all came from me contacting my title rep, getting a property profile for everybody I knew, even if I barely knew them, even
Yeah.
if just my husband knew them,
Smart.
and I just sent them out. And they were in a ugly black folder, no offense, title companies, right? But they weren't branded to me anything. I just had a little silly little cover letter, sent them out, and I did some stuff on social media. I wasn't huge. I'm still not huge on social media, but I do it a lot. And that's where those listings all came from.
Yeah.
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 So when you introduced this, I was like, this works. I've done this before.
Yes. Yes.
And so I decided I started with 73 people in my A list. It's my presentation is much prettier now. I use RPR's mini seller report. You can get that out of your MLS. It's totally free. I put a nice cover letter with it, which is branded to me. I also have a printed seller's guide, so I no longer.
I want to back up.
Okay.
So you did basically like a CMA,
Yeah.
which we talk about the CMA a day. We talk about the Jimmy Burgess strategy, right? So just for context for the clients, she was doing that. Not immediately. It sounds like the texting. Keep going.
Right. I didn't do the texting beforehand, for sure. So anyway, I have a printed seller's guide, and I can hand that out at my listing appointments
Yeah.
versus printing it every time and binding it. All I print now is, the comps, right?
Yeah.
Also, just a side note, when you have a printed seller's guide that's good, or maybe not as good as you will make it later, get 2 flyer boxes. And on one side is your property brochure, and on the other box is your seller's guide. Because who takes the property brochures? Neighbors.
That's
right. They want to know what the house looks like inside and so.
Did you all write that down? That's a pro tip. That's
Yeah,
a pro
that's
tip.
perfect. So, and I have gotten calls from that, not just from agents who want to know how I did it.
Yes.
But anyway, so those are the 3 pieces in the package, and I always use navy blue envelopes, so I'm kind of really into branding.
Yeah.
And that gets got mailed to my sphere. And
Did you
then,
mail all 78 at once?
all 73? Mm-hmm.
73?
Yeah,
So
I think
70?
they all went out on the same day.
Okay.
Yep.
And help us understand. Was the plan to call them afterwards, wait and see how they responded? Tell us about that.
Text them somewhere within a week, and just check in with them. Again, these are my A-list people, so they're used to talking to me anyway,
Yes.
right? They didn't ask for this, I didn't ask their permission for it, I just gave it to them.
Good.
And then I had a listing coming, and I thought, I don't like doing just old postcards, I used to do them, they didn't get me anywhere, and so I did it to all 148 condos in the complex in San Jose.
Ooh.
4 listing appointments. Very quickly came along. And for the first time in 9.5 years, I had people come to open house looking for me. Like, nobody's ever come to an open house to say, oh, I'm looking for Nancy.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, between having like a team and trying to give them open house opportunity, I was really turned off to open house.
Okay, so I'm curious, because I'm going through the Jimmy Burgess strategy, which is exactly what she's talking about. Did you send any of them a video?
No.
And yet, how many listings did you produce from this?
Well, I had 14 listing appointments.
Okay.
And a couple of them have already closed.
Good.
And the rest, about half of the balance are coming on soon. And then we'll just keep working on the rest for the rest of the year.
So here's what I love. The number one thing says send a video, and she's like, pass. Is that okay, yes or no?
Yes.
Because everybody's different, right? I would have sent a video. She's like, I don't want to do that. You sent 73 unsolicited to your all-time besties.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get any repeat business from that? Any referrals from that?
Absolutely.
Okay, and then tell us again, you did it just sold, and you sold 100, you sent 150, tell us again.
148 units in this condo complex. We did, rather than, a just listed,
Yeah.
we did this exact same packet.
That is so smart.
Exact same packet.
That is so,
Yeah.
did you guys get that?
Talked a
Property
little bit-
specific.
Yeah, talked a little bit about the listing that was coming soon, right? But, I mean, it's cookie cutter, they're all the same.
Right.
1 bedroom or 2 bedroom, that's it.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And how many appointments came from that, and how many listings taken?
So 4 appointments came from that, 2 are coming.
And just give
But
us,
the other 2 aren't gone yet, I'm still working.
yeah, and give us context for a sales price.
Oh, that's low, it's like 600,000?
Oh my God.
Or 680, I'm sorry,
You
680.
should come to a seminar with me in the middle of the country. They'd be like, bless your heart, 680 is huge.
You guys know what I mean, like,
Yeah,
that's
we
not a
know.
huge price point, but that's okay. I love
Yes.
this complex, and I'm gonna help those people too.
So you helped your besties, you did the kind of 148, what else did you do?
I sent it to 2 buyers, who were actually very high-end buyers, like 4 or 5 plus.
Yeah,
Sitting on the fence, not doing what they needed to do to get houses even before interest rates went crazy. And I was kind of ready to next them.
Yeah.
But they each kept referring to one house, like they should have bought that house. So I was like, let's send them one. And I sent it to them, and I just said, and actually that one I sent by email. Those 2 I sent by email. Called the phone and just said, guys, this is what the equity you would have, like the gain in your value already if you had done what you needed to do on that house.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think you want to do? And within a month, they were both not only in escrow but closed because they were cash deals. And that was
congratulations.
4.5 and 4.8.
So the strategy there is show them the loss.
Yeah.
Right, which all the Palmation users, that's like one of the best calculators inside there. Like, you think about, should you buy now or wait, or should you have bought 2 years ago and you didn't, to be able to show them the equity difference on the app is nuts. What else did what else made that run? Because that was a pretty remarkable run in a time when many people were saying, no one's buying and selling, certainly not in the high end, no one's acting in Northern California if they got an 8% interest rate. What else did you do?
I was at open house. I met people, I followed up.
Yeah.
I followed up,
Yeah.
follow up, yeah.
Yes.
And follow-ups in my book are, not 2, 4, 10 times, like, it can be up to 25 times.
For sure.
Or sometimes it's just to put them in nurture, but until somebody else gets that listing, or until they tell me, I don't want you to call me anymore, or come by.
Yes.
As long as I'm giving value, right? So if you happen to be connected with me on social media, my content is really just about short, concise pieces of value. Always, always, always. Sometimes it's for agents, sometimes it's for home sellers, sometimes it's for buyers. But I don't do the dancey stuff, I don't do all of that. I think I'm on TikTok, but I don't even look at it because my VA does it all.
Yes.
Which is actually, I think, an important thing I want to mention.
Please.
So you can't, I've decided this is my flywheel, for sure, 100%. Every time I have a listing, they're gonna get this packet for the coming soon. By the way, when we get into contract and all the contingencies are removed, then rather than doing a just sold, I'm sending them another letter, and for the out-of-area owners, I'm sending them my leftover property brochures, because we always print too many property
Yes.
brochures, right?
Yes.
And what they didn't get to see is how big my marketing is. So they've already gotten the first packet, and now they're getting a follow-up of, by the way, here's what happened at the sale, and here's what the property brochure looks like.
I love that. This is that again, like how do you take one listing and turn it into multiple?
Yeah.
I'm adding that to my list.
Yeah.
Okay. Recommendation around discipline, schedule, rolling up your sleeves, doing the work, getting out of your head and actually just doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Because,
yeah.
did you just go, well, I'm just going to send 73 and it was just automatic, or did you wrestle with it, you know?
No, I wrestled with it for a long time. I tried it a year ago. I had a much more detailed and individualized CMA that I was doing. It took me 40 minutes per CMA.
Oh.
So of course I did 40 of them and was like, never doing that again, right? So I had to definitely get out of my own way and say, I'm not even gonna look at what the value says from the RPR report, right? Because that's what we do. We're like, oh, but I'm not gonna look like an expert if that number's wrong. Or what if they bought 2 years ago and now their number is a little lower? I just said, I don't care. The content in there is old information. What they need is me to tell them what's happening today.
Right.
So yeah, got out of my way there. Discipline-wise, I mean, I'm pretty disciplined, so that's not difficult, and I'm very time blocked. But I think the important thing is I have a VA in the Philippines. I share her with somebody else, so really she costs me $6.60 an hour because I share her, right? Wow. And so she does all the RPR reports. She emails them to my marketing assistant, who is local, and she prints and bundles packages and orders.
You know what I find with people like yourself and many people inside this room, it's this bias towards action. Like I just know if I'm not taking action, I'm not doing anything, I'm standing still, my business is dead. Like I don't know if all of you have that, when you get in your head, do you just take action? Or do you stay in your head? And what we all need in an environment like this, clearly she has it from a discipline standpoint, it's just that bias towards action. All right, so we got to transition. You know how proud I am. You know how proud Jeff is. He's like, you have to have Nancy up there. Can we give Nancy a giant round of applause?